Today I want to address the top 8 questions that we get from homeowners. All right, Chicago, welcome back to another edition of our YouTube channel. I'm Jim from Anchor Point Roofing. Today I want to address the top 8 questions that we get from homeowners. My admin is going to ask me these questions and I'm going to break them down with honest, straightforward answers for you. When does your home qualify for a layover and when do you need a full replacement on a flat roof? The answer is the city of Chicago will allow 2 layers on your flat roof. If a roofer wants to put on a 3rd, it's a no-go. If you have more than 2 layers, it can cause structural integrity. Don't layer them up like that. The one caveat is if you're putting a silicone coating on, that does not count as a 3rd layer. Otherwise, you need to tear your roof off, bring it up to code, and get it done right. Do we just need repairs on our flat roof or does it need to be fully replaced? It depends on the age of the membrane, how well it's been taken care of. If it's 15 to 20 years old, you're probably getting to the time where it needs to be replaced. If it's an isolated repair and your roof is 5 years old, definitely it's too early for a full replacement. You want to look at the age and condition. Also, if there's a lot of water, even the roof is new, that has gotten under it and compromised the insulation, you want to go for a full tear off and not the repairs. We love doing repairs here, but it's just not always feasible. How long does a typical roof replacement take in the city of Chicago? If it's a pitched roof, a shingled roof, you're probably going to look at 1 to 2 days. This is on like a 1,500 to 2,000 square foot house, which is a general single family or 3 flat that you're going to see in Chicago. For a flat roof, it's going to take a little bit longer. I would say between 5 and 8 working days to complete that project. It depends on site logistics, how many penetrations and how cut up the roof is, we call it. That's going to be, but for a flat roof, 5 to 8 days is about what it takes. How to choose a roofing contractor in the city of Chicago to avoid problems down the road? I would say the number one thing is online reviews. Do a deep dive on their website, Yelp reviews, Google reviews. Make sure you don't see a bunch of 1-star reviews. Number 2, I would make sure obviously they have the license, insurance. You need the state license, city license, and all the insurance. Lastly, you just want to judge their communication. How quickly do they call you back? How do they respond with emails? How quickly was the proposal turnaround? Those kind of things are going to matter when you need to reach out to them should there be a problem in year 2 or 3. Do I need a permit to replace my roof in Chicago? This is a great question and one I wish more homeowners ask. For a pitched roof, a shingle roof, typically the answer is no. For a flat roof in Chicago, typically the answer is yes. There are a few caveats you need to follow, but in general, if it's a flat roof, you need to get a permit. To get a permit in the city of Chicago, you need a general contractor's license with the city of Chicago, as well as the roofing contractor's license for the state of Illinois. If you don't have those, you're not able to pull a permit. Please don't work with a contractor that can't pull a permit. What does a flat roof cost to replace here in the city of Chicago? This is one of the biggest questions we get. It's somewhere between $10 and $20 per square foot. So as an example, I use a 2,000 square foot roof here in Chicago. That can get you between $20,000 and let's say $35,000 to $40,000, depending on site logistics, materials used, and how hard the demo is going to be. That's a good ballpark of what it's going to cost you. Is ponding water normal on a flat roof in Chicago? If you see ponding water on your roof, don't freak out. It's kind of the nature of the beast. Flat roofs are generally going to have some ponding water. It's just how they're built. We can do things to alleviate it, such as build crickets, build other areas up, but there's this 48-hour rule that we kind of go by. If the ponding water is still present on your roof after 48 hours, it can present a little bit of a problem, but in general, don't freak out. Some ponding is going to be normal. What type of rooftop insulation do I need on my flat roof? Basically, code in Chicago wants an R30. What's an R30? It's the thermal resistance. So it's basically how much your roof is going to be insulated. If you're doing an older building and it's a re-roof, you can't always get the R30 back on there, but code basically says get as much as you can. Get as much polyiso insulation as you can back on your building without having to retrofit it. This is going to provide for a much warmer winter for you and a much cooler summer. Save you on some heating and cooling bills. So that's it for the top 8 questions we typically get here. If you have any more questions, drop them in the comments below. We also have videos that delve deeply into a lot of these subjects. So if you want more, check out more of our YouTube channel. That's it, Chicago. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.